Damas y caballero, ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to reflect on the extraordinary power that lies within faith, vision, and perseverance. The life and message associated with David Yonggi Cho remind us that no circumstance is too broken, no faith has the remarkable ability to transform what appears impossible into a testimony of hope, and throughout history, countless lives have been reshaped by the simple decision to believe beyond visible circumstances. When people encounter hardship, their first instinct is often fear, doubt, or surrender. Yet faith invites a different response. It asks a person to look at the same situation and see potential instead of defeat, purpose instead of pain, and opportunity instead of limitation. Faith does not deny reality. Rather, it empowers individuals to confront reality with courage and expectation. It creates inner strength that sustains a person when external evidence suggests giving up. When someone chooses faith in the middle of uncertainty, they begin to experience a shift in mindset. Fear loses its grip, anxiety loosens its hold, and hope quietly begins to rise. This hope becomes a powerful force that fuels resilience and inspires perseverance. Faith also reshapes how people interpret their struggles. Instead of viewing obstacles as barriers, they begin to see them as pathways toward growth. Difficult seasons often cultivate patience, deepen compassion, and strengthen character. Many of the strongest individuals are not those who avoided hardship, but those who walked through it while holding on to belief. Faith allows a person to endure long nights of uncertainty while trusting that morning will come. It sustains the heart when results are delayed and strengthens the spirit when progress feels slow. Over time, what once seemed unbearable becomes a testimony of endurance and triumph. Another dimension of faith is its ability to influence action. Belief is not passive, it motivates movement. When people believe that change is possible, they begin taking steps toward improvement. They pursue education, repair relationships, develop discipline, and cultivate healthy habits. Faith energizes effort because it provides a reason to keep going. Without belief, motivation fades quickly. With belief, even small progress becomes meaningful. Faith fuels determination, and determination leads to transformation. Faith also has a contagious quality. When one person chooses hope over despair, others notice. Courage inspires courage. Strength encourages strength. A hopeful individual can uplift an entire family, workplace, or community simply by refusing to surrender to negativity. Their attitude becomes a light in dark spaces, reminding others that circumstances do not have the final word. Importantly, faith nurtures inner peace. While external situations may remain uncertain, a faithful heart experiences stability rooted in trust and expectation. This peace allows individuals to think clearly, make wise decisions, and remain emotionally balanced during stress. Instead of reacting impulsively, they respond thoughtfully, guided by confidence that challenges are temporary and growth is ongoing. Ultimately, faith transforms the impossible not through magic, but through mindset, endurance, action, and hope. It turns despair into courage, weakness into strength, and trials into testimonies. When individuals embrace faith, they unlock the capacity to persevere, inspire others, and walk forward with confidence even when the path ahead is unclear. Vision and belief possess the extraordinary ability to shape the direction and destiny of a person's life. Without a clear vision, individuals often drift through their days reacting to circumstances rather than guiding their future with intention. They become trapped in routines that feel safe but lead nowhere meaningful. However, when a person develops a vision, a clear mental picture of the life they want to build and the person they aspire to become, something powerful begins to happen within them. Their focus sharpens, their decisions gain clarity, and their daily actions begin aligning with a greater purpose. Belief gives life to vision. A dream without belief remains a wish, but a dream supported by belief becomes a mission. When people believe their future can be better than their present, they begin to invest in growth. They pursue knowledge, develop skills, and embrace discipline because they see these efforts as stepping stones rather than burdens. Belief transforms effort into opportunity and sacrifice into investment. It fuels persistence when progress is slow and strengthens resolve when challenges arise. Vision also changes the way obstacles are perceived. Instead of seeing barriers as reasons to stop, people with a strong sense of purpose see them as problems to solve. They understand that setbacks are not signs of failure, but part of the journey toward achievement. This mindset builds resilience and adaptability. When one path closes, vision helps them identify another route forward. It encourages creativity and resourcefulness, turning obstacles into lessons rather than dead ends. Another profound impact of vision is its influence on priorities. People often feel overwhelmed because they attempt to pursue everything at once. Vision simplifies life by clarifying what truly matters. It helps individuals say no to distractions and yes to opportunities that align with their purpose. This clarity reduces stress and increases effectiveness, allowing energy to be directed toward meaningful goals instead of scattered efforts. Belief and vision also shape emotional resilience. When individuals know where they are going and why, temporary discomfort becomes easier to endure. They understand that growth requires patience and that meaningful achievements rarely happen overnight. This perspective prevents discouragement from taking root and replaces frustration with determination. Furthermore, vision has a powerful effect on influence. Individuals who carry clarity and purpose inspire others through their focus and commitment. Their determination becomes a source of motivation for those around them. Families become stronger, teams become more unified, and communities become more hopeful when guided by people who know where they are going. Belief and vision work together to transform potential into reality. They encourage individuals to rise above fear, reject limitations imposed by past failures, and step boldly into new possibilities. Instead of being defined by circumstances, they begin shaping their circumstances. They stop waiting for change and start creating it. When a person holds firmly to vision and belief, they move forward with confidence even when the path is uncertain. They trust that consistent effort will produce results and that perseverance will lead to progress. Over time, what once seemed distant becomes attainable, and what once felt impossible becomes part of their lived experience. Words and thoughts carry a profound influence over human experience, shaping not only how individuals perceive the world, but also how they respond to challenges and opportunities. Every day, people engage in internal conversations that either strengthen their confidence or deepen their doubts. These silent messages become the lens through which reality is interpreted. When thoughts are dominated by fear, defeat, and self-criticism, the mind begins to accept limitation as truth. Energy declines, motivation weakens, and even simple tasks feel overwhelming. In contrast, when thoughts are guided by hope, courage, and possibility, the mind opens itself to growth and resilience. A hopeful mindset does not ignore difficulty. It empowers a person to confront it with strength and clarity. The language individuals use when speaking about their lives plays an equally powerful role. Words of defeat such as, "I can't," "it's impossible," or "nothing ever works for me," reinforce feelings of helplessness. Repeated often enough, these phrases become beliefs, and beliefs influence behavior. A person who believes success is unattainable may stop trying altogether, not because success is impossible, but because their words have convinced them it is. On the other hand, speaking words of encouragement and determination creates momentum. Phrases like "I will try," "I am learning," and "I will improve" promote perseverance and foster a sense of agency. Words become seeds planted in the mind, and over time they grow into attitudes and actions. Thought patterns also shape emotional well-being. Negative thinking often amplifies stress, anxiety, and discouragement, while constructive thinking promotes calmness and emotional balance. When individuals practice reframing challenges as opportunities to learn rather than evidence of failure, they reduce feelings of defeat and increase emotional resilience. This shift does not eliminate hardship, but it changes the way hardship is experienced. Instead of feeling trapped by circumstances, people begin to see themselves as capable of navigating difficulty. The influence of words extends beyond the individual to the surrounding environment. Encouraging language strengthens relationships, builds trust, and fosters cooperation. A kind word can restore confidence, while harsh criticism can damage self-esteem and motivation. In families, workplaces, and communities, communication shapes atmosphere. When people speak with respect, empathy, and hope, they create spaces where others feel valued and empowered. Positive language does not deny problems. It creates the emotional safety necessary to address them constructively. Thought discipline is a skill that develops over time. It requires awareness of negative patterns and a deliberate effort to replace them with constructive alternatives. This does not mean suppressing emotions, but guiding them wisely. A person may acknowledge fear while choosing courage, recognize disappointment while embracing perseverance, and admit uncertainty while maintaining hope. Ultimately, words and thoughts influence reality because they guide decisions, shape behavior, and affect emotional strength. When individuals align their inner dialogue and spoken language with purpose, hope, and determination, they cultivate resilience and clarity. Over time, this alignment fosters growth, strengthens relationships, and empowers individuals to navigate life with confidence and intention. Life tests every individual in ways that often feel overwhelming, unexpected, and deeply personal. Hardship arrives in many forms: financial struggles, personal loss, broken relationships, illness, disappointment, or dreams that collapse despite sincere effort. In such moments, it is natural to question one's strength and direction, yet adversity, while painful, often becomes the environment where resilience is formed and character is refined. Difficulty has a way of stripping away illusions of control and comfort, forcing individuals to confront their fears, limitations, and beliefs. What emerges from that confrontation can either be despair or strength, depending on how one responds to the trial. Perseverance begins with the decision not to surrender. This decision does not eliminate pain, nor does it provide instant solutions, but it keeps the door to possibility open. When people persist through difficulty, they gradually discover that they are stronger than they believed. Endurance is not built in moments of ease. It is forged in seasons when continuing forward requires courage rather than convenience. Each step taken despite discouragement becomes evidence of inner strength. Hardship also teaches patience. In a world that prizes speed and instant results, struggle reminds individuals that meaningful growth takes time. Healing does not happen overnight, trust is not rebuilt in a day, and success rarely arrives without sustained effort. Patience cultivated through adversity strengthens emotional stability and deepens understanding. It allows individuals to remain steady rather than impulsive when confronted with stress or uncertainty. Another transformative aspect of perseverance is the development of empathy. Those who have endured hardship often become more compassionate toward the suffering of others. Personal pain can soften the heart, making it more sensitive to the struggles that others carry silently. This empathy strengthens relationships and fosters supportive communities. People who understand hardship are often the ones who offer the most genuine encouragement and support. Perseverance also reveals purpose within pain. While suffering is never sought, it often produces wisdom that cannot be learned through comfort alone. Challenges teach problem solving, adaptability, and humility. They expose unhealthy patterns and inspire necessary change. What initially feels like an obstacle can become a turning point that redirects a person toward healthier decisions, stronger relationships, or a clearer sense of purpose. Importantly, perseverance does not mean facing struggles alone. Strength often grows through connection, support, and shared resilience. Encouragement from family, friends, mentors, or community members can provide renewed courage when personal strength feels depleted. Human beings are not designed to endure hardship in isolation. Shared burdens become lighter, and shared hope becomes stronger. Over time, individuals who persevere through adversity begin to recognize that challenges did not destroy them. They shaped them. The storms they weathered refined their character, strengthened their courage, and deepened their understanding of life. They learn that resilience is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to continue moving forward despite it. Through perseverance, hardship becomes a teacher, strength becomes visible, and character emerges with depth, humility, and quiet confidence. True leadership is not defined by authority, titles, or public recognition, but by a deep commitment to serve others with humility, compassion, and integrity. Many people associate leadership with power and control, yet the most enduring influence comes from those who place the needs of others before their own. Service-centered leadership begins with a genuine concern for people. It recognizes the dignity and worth of every individual and seeks to uplift rather than dominate. When leaders prioritize service, they create environments where trust grows, cooperation flourishes, and people feel valued. Humility is a cornerstone of meaningful leadership. A humble leader does not pretend to have all the answers, nor do they see themselves as superior. Instead, they remain open to learning, willing to listen, and ready to acknowledge mistakes. This openness fosters respect and encourages collaboration. When people feel heard and respected, they are more willing to contribute their ideas and talents. Humility removes fear from communication and replaces it with mutual trust. Compassion strengthens leadership by creating emotional connection. A compassionate leader recognizes that individuals carry unseen burdens and personal struggles. Rather than responding with harsh judgment, they respond with understanding and patience. Compassion does not weaken leadership, it strengthens loyalty and commitment. People are more likely to give their best effort when they feel supported and understood. In times of difficulty, compassionate leadership provides reassurance and stability, helping individuals navigate challenges with confidence. Service-oriented leadership also emphasizes empowerment. Instead of controlling every decision, effective leaders equip others to grow, develop skills, and assume responsibility. They invest in the potential of others, recognizing that shared success is more powerful than individual achievement. When individuals are empowered, they gain confidence and take ownership of their roles. This creates stronger teams and more resilient communities. Integrity is essential to leadership rooted in service. Words and actions must align consistently. When leaders demonstrate honesty and ethical behavior, they build credibility and trust. Trust cannot be demanded. It is earned through consistent character. People follow leaders whose actions reflect fairness, reliability, and respect. Integrity provides stability and creates a culture where accountability and transparency are valued. Leadership through service also requires courage. Standing for fairness, defending the vulnerable, and making ethical decisions are not always easy choices. There are moments when leaders must prioritize what is right over what is popular. Courage ensures that leadership remains grounded in principle rather than convenience. It demonstrates commitment to values that transcend personal gain. Another important aspect of service-centered leadership is the ability to inspire hope. During times of uncertainty, people look to leaders for reassurance and direction. A leader who communicates hope and purpose helps others maintain focus and resilience. Hope does not ignore challenges. It frames them within a larger vision of progress and possibility. Ultimately, leadership rooted in service creates lasting impact because it transforms individuals and strengthens communities. It cultivates trust, fosters growth, and encourages unity. By leading with humility, compassion, integrity, and courage, leaders inspire others to rise, contribute, and work together toward a shared future grounded in respect and purpose. Unity rooted in shared faith and purpose has the power to uplift families, strengthen communities, and transform entire nations. When individuals come together with a common vision, they create strength far greater than what any one person could achieve alone. Human beings are interconnected, and the well-being of one affects the well-being of all. When unity is present, cooperation replaces conflict, understanding overcomes division, and collective progress becomes possible. In contrast, isolation and division weaken societies by fostering mistrust, resentment, and fragmentation. Unity does not require uniformity, rather, it celebrates diversity while aligning hearts and efforts towards shared goals. Within families, unity creates emotional security and resilience. When family members support one another through difficulties, they build trust that sustains relationships through life's challenges. Shared values and mutual respect allow families to navigate disagreements without resolving bonds. Children raised in environments marked by unity and cooperation often develop confidence, empathy, and emotional stability. They learn the importance of listening, sharing responsibility, and offering support during hardship. These lessons extend beyond the household and shape how they contribute to society. In communities, Unity fosters cooperation and collective problem solving. When neighbors, organizations, and local leaders work together, they can address challenges such as poverty, education gaps, and social inequality more effectively. Community unity encourages volunteerism, mutual aid, and the sharing of resources. It creates environments where individuals feel seen and valued rather than overlooked or isolated. When people recognize that they are part of something larger than themselves, they are more likely to contribute their time, skills, and compassion for the common good. Faith and shared purpose often serve as powerful foundations for unity. Faith inspires hope, encourages moral responsibility, and nurtures compassion. It reminds individuals that their actions affect others and that service to others enriches the entire community. Shared purpose directs energy toward meaningful goals and prevents fragmentation caused by competing interests. When people unite around values such as justice, compassion, dignity, and mutual respect, they create a moral framework that strengthens social harmony. Unity also plays a vital role during times of crisis. Natural disasters, economic hardship, and social unrest test the resilience of societies. In such moments, division deepens suffering, while unity accelerates recovery. Communities that support one another through shared resources, encouragement, and cooperation rebuild more quickly and emerge stronger. Collective resilience grows when individuals recognize that they are not facing hardship alone. Respectful dialogue is essential for sustaining unity. Differences in culture, belief, and perspective are inevitable, yet they need not become sources of hostility. When individuals listen with empathy and speak with respect, they build bridges of understanding. Dialogue rooted in respect transforms disagreement into learning and strengthens social cohesion. Ultimately, unity grounded in shared faith and purpose fosters hope, resilience, and progress. It empowers families to remain strong, communities to thrive, and societies to pursue justice and peace. When individuals choose cooperation over division and compassion over indifference, they create a future defined not by conflict but by shared strength and collective well-being. Struggle too heavy and no dream too distant when belief is combined with determination.